Raindrops, due to the massive success of Messy Mondays with Dr. Heavenly, I am bringing Messy Mondays live. But this time, I have a very special guest. The one, the only superstar Grammy-nominated queen, baby, Tamar Braxton. On Monday, April 22nd in Atlanta, Georgia, at the City Winery. We are going to have a party. We got a DJ, we got food, we got cocktails. I may twerk. Tamar may give a little, a little something, some hot sugar. Who knows with Tamar? She's unpredictable. So yes, because of you all making Messy Monday so popular, I am bringing it live to you, Raindrops, and for the Tamartians. So don't forget to get your tickets. It's down here below. Monday, April 22nd at the City Winery in Atlanta.
Hey, Raindrops. Yes. So tonight's episode of Love and Marriage DZ, not DZ.
It was dizzy.
It was a dizzy episode.
It was.
Back to back. It was a double hitter. Okay. We had the finale and part 1 reunion. Of course, I'm here with my friend and Love and Marriage resident correspondent at that, Dustin Ross.
What's up, Carlos the King? What's happening, man? First things, I'm great because I just watched those incredible episodes of Love and Marriage DC. So first things first, kudos on how to wrap a season that you can't forget, right? That's what we should focus on. Kudos, great way to wrap a season and great way to open a reunion with a bang, okay? And I'm not just talking about arenas. I'm talking about a real bang, okay? Yes. So they all looked so beautiful, and it was a great episode. So kudos, Kingdom Reign, great job.
Yes, no, it was definitely a great finale and a great part 1 of 3. So let's get into the finale. So it opened up with Carmen. But before we get started, I've never asked you this, and I may be a little bit afraid of your answer.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Carmen?
I think Carmen.
I'm not a deep sigh.
I think Carmen, because I had to collect before I recollect. I think that Carmen is a polarizing personality on this show, right? You're either going to love Carmen or you're going to hate her, and I think both sides have warrant. Okay, they both have reasons to feel the way that they feel about Carmen. I'm a person who, Carlos, we've been friends for years, and loyalty and protection of friendship is a very big deal in my world. And having that sort of integrity is a currency in my personal friendship circle. So I did not like to see the switch up that took place in the finale episode where Carmen was very critical of Joy in Joy's absence. And I think it was a different Carmen than we saw in Joy's presence. And I did not like that. Now, her opinions and her feelings about Joy are her own, and they're based on her personal experience, and I'm not here to negate that. I just lost a little of my I lost a little interest when I saw her kind of switch up on Joy like that. I didn't like that.
So what do you think happened? Because Carmen was on my YouTube last week, and I wanted to get her thoughts with everything going on, because it did seem very abrupt.
Yeah.
That, this crazy, sexy, cool friendship,
So they creep. Yeah, okay.
I mean, digging on you.
Okay. And let's not even start on that red light special, okay? So there we go.
What about your friends, Dustin?
What about your friends, And what are the rivers and lakes that Carmen is used to? I think that's what we need to find out. Listen, now I'm not one to gossip, but damn, we all thought it. I'm just going to say it. We all thought it. And I also can completely understand why those accusations of thruppling and of threesomes and all of that would be very offensive when they're untrue. So I understood Carmen's frustration with that. I definitely understood Joy and Joy's frustration with that. If Clifton would have said that he was frustrated about it, I would have understood his frustration with it too. But I didn't hear him say that. So we're going to guess that he is under the same feeling as the rest of them. If it's untrue, they're sick of hearing people allude to that. So I get it. But I also think that Carmen has to take some responsibility for explaining her behavior. You know, she did a great job letting us know that she was not friends with Joy, and she did a great job letting us know that she was very much Clifton's friend and friends with Joy by proxy. But she didn't explain why she rubbed Clifton's beard on camera. And for someone who's so perceptive, for someone who is so understanding, she spoke a lot about motive and intention when she was describing why she wasn't as close with Joy as people assumed. And so for someone who is so keen and astute to observe, you know, those sort of motives and things, I'm sure you understand why people thought that you rubbing his beard was inappropriate, especially after doubling down on the fact that you're only friends with his wife because she's there. So I just think Carmen needs to take a little bit of more accountability for why people are coming up with these rumors when she's defending herself, rightfully so. You know what I mean? If it's untrue. But you, Carmen, have to take a little bit of that on the chin, the same chin you rub. You got to take a little bit on the chin because you're doing this stuff. You know, you talked about their group shot in the bed on the boat, you know, and she said her man was there, but he wasn't in that video, you know, and those are the things that make people assume those very reasonable and plausible assumptions that they have. So that's how I feel about that. I think Carmen is articulate. I think Carmen is a very willing participant in this game of creating an interesting ensemble reality show, and that is a immeasurable value in this space. And so I think she's good for this project and good for projects like this, which is why it makes sense. She was on another project and now she's a part of this one. So she was a part of this one this season. So it makes sense, you know, her placement there. The only thing that I personally had an opinion about was the flipping, you know, that took place, the
Yeah,
flip.
let's
I
get
didn't like
into
that.
that. Do you think Joy could have done a better job at um dismissing this notion that they are in a throuple? Because Carmen said that, you know, towards the end of last week's episode, when they were at Joy's birthday party and she was performing, Joy said, "What y'all talking about?" And Carmen was like, "This throuple BS." And she said, "Well, girl," Joy's like, "All right, I gotta go holler at, you know, my guest." And then cut to Carmen's interview where she calls her Shoddy, which I was like, not Shoddy Low.
Okay.
Uh yes. And she's like, "I don't know these girls like that, and you're pretty
Yeah.
much allowing me to be in the lion's den." And then what we saw in tonight's episode, in the finale, was Joy addressing it. But do you feel like Carmen is doing this because she felt like Joy never once was like, "Look, there's no throuple." She also feels like Clifton and Joy ran with this because it was something interesting for a storyline.
I'm gonna tell you what I think, Carlos. I think Carmen is smart as hell. That's what I think. I think Carmen has peeped a behavioral pattern from Joy where she retreats instead of addressing things, or where she, in the moment or in the appropriate time to have a conversation, or kind of peel back layers, you know, of a situation or add texture and context. She simply chooses not to. She says that she does what she did when they were sitting with the Miss Cleo lady, that Jamie and Arena, the white Miss Cleo lady that they brought around. She did it.
Terry,
Terry, thank you. I couldn't remember her name. Terry Cleo. Terry Cleo. And Terry Cleo was there.
not
Joy did
Terry
the
Cleo,
same.
like Terry Cloth.
That's who
Okay.
she is. Just like Terry Cloud, because she was wiping up some mess, wasn't she? Now, I believe that Joy is, she's demonstrating that she is not willing to get in the pain in the moment. I think that kind of translates as a weakness when it comes to this circle and this structure of engagement that we're witnessing. I think that Carmen peeped that. I think that Carmen never really fucked with Joy like that for real, for real. And what she did was she knew that Ashley and that Arena in her own way, and that others in the circle had peeped that Joy would retreat and not want to be involved. And Carmen decided to add context to that and separate herself. And she threw Joy right smooth up underneath that bus. Well, per Joy's own behavior. So I think Joy did it to herself. I think that Carmen peeped it and was like, oh, okay, I see how she rolling. I'm just going to do this. And she's not going to be able to address me about it because she refuses to in the moment. She's going to leave. And when she leaves, I'm going to put on my show and totally shift the focus here onto, well, what is up with Carmen now? Why is Carmen doing things this way? Carmen did what she needed to do. It was brilliant. So
Would
that's what
you
I
like
think.
to see Carmen as a full-time cast member next season?
If it is not predicated upon any sort of tension with her and Joy, sure. Let's put Carmen in here since she thinks that Joy threw her to the Lions Den or threw her to the Wolves. Let's really throw her to them. She seems formidable, right? She seems formidable. She seems strong enough to do it. Let her get in there and, stay afloat on her own. Absolutely. I don't want to see a season of her explaining why she don't like Joy and chasing behind Joy as Joy is leaving out of whatever venue you guys are filming at that scene because she refuses to talk about anything until she gets ready to when she comes back in another scene. And then the dialogue is so misplaced as it was when her and Joy when her and Ashley went shopping. I was so happy to see them getting along and going to that store with those very peculiar pieces that were in there, because I don't know why. I said, Ashley, now damn, you said you was gonna have her looking better. The shit she had on before look better than the shit you putting her in here in the store. Come on, Ashley, and you Ashley be having that shit on. So I really had high hopes. And maybe that's what triggered the anger, the emotional anger from Joy that we got. But it was so obtuse and it was such an interruption to what was otherwise a great, fun, harmonious scene. And I think that is where Joy kind of makes the wrong turn sometimes at her choices amongst this cast.
What did you think about that? Since we're going to that scene, so like you and the world, they were happy to see like, okay, we're done with this
Mm-hmm.
particular issue that you two are having. You're going shopping, and things went left when Joy said, look, I like you, but obviously I love my husband and Carmen more than you. Did you feel like that warranted the reaction that was given?
Absolutely. Ashley should have cussed Joy's ass out right there in that store, just the way she did. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you why. It's not that Ashley, excuse me, it's not that Joy it was wrong for some reason for having those very real feelings and perspectives on her engagement with Joy, right? Or her engagement with Ashley, excuse me. But it was the wrong time, wrong place. You should have had that conversation when they asked you if there are any more issues that needed to be addressed. You should have had that conversation when you were sitting there with Terry Cleo on that couch and everybody was in that room. You should have had those conversations. You should have been talked to Black a long time ago on camera. You should have been had a conversation with Sherelle, because we don't know if it's Sherelle or Sherella, but we love it either way. But you should have been had that conversation with her. You don't get to be in the moment, fizzle out, give nothing to the moment, and then come back after everyone else has moved on in the name of a solution and resolve and decide to say, oh no, I'm pulling us back here because I actually felt like this and now I got the balls to say it. That doesn't work here. And that's exactly why it got the reaction out of Ashley that it got. Ashley was started Ashleying, like Winter so brilliantly said in that scene. And so that's what we got. That's what Joy got. I did not think it was inappropriate or an unreasonable response at all. Yeah.
Where do you see things going? Because towards the end of this finale, they're at Jamie's surprise
Mm-hmm.
party, his surprise retirement party. And even in this scene, Carmen doubled down that her and Joy are not friends. And obviously Ashley's like, I just was told the day before that she loves you like she loves Clifton, right? So do you see a world where Joy and Carmen are able to get past this, or do you think they never had a friendship, and that the real friendship lied between Carmen and Clifton?
I absolutely think they never had a real friendship. And I think the real friendship lied between Carmen and Clifton. And I think that they both were less than authentic in their participation of going along to get along. I think there's a huge difference between being cordial with someone who you've already decided not to get closer to and saying we're friends, we're best friends when neither of you really feel like that. Friendship is something that should be it's precious. It is a uniting of two people by choice, right? And usually that sort of allegiance and loyalty you only get, well, you hopefully get from family and relationships like that where there's a vested interest or a reason. When you choose to be friends with someone, to me, that's just is worth protecting and worth coveting, and it's not something you throw around lightly. So I don't know why they chose to give each other the D in that case so quickly, but it was fake. It was fake
Well, I
news, and
think
that's
they
why it
both
fizzled
were,
out.
but they all are ready to love. So the two ladies were vying for the D. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm, mhm.
Clifton. And obviously, Carmen said there was this immediate connection that Joy and Clifton had. And she said, let me walk away and go this way. But let me ask you this. You've been in relationships before, right?
Mhm,
When you were in a relationship,
mhm.
were you friends with your guy's friends?
To a certain extent, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, all you,
But I was reasonably friends with them, right? To the
but
extent
explain that to me, because
my
by
friends,
proxy, are you, like, if you're in a relationship with somebody and your partner has a friend,
yeah.
are you supposed to be friends with your partner's friend? And at what point is it sort of like, look, I'm only friends with you because you dating my homegirl or
Yeah.
homeboy?
I think that's understood upon the first engagement. It's understood where I'm here because I'm this person's partner. You're here because you're this person's friend. You're someone who's important to them. If I love you, then this person being important to you, there's a value in that for me. I love the fact that this is someone who is good to my baby. So of course I'm going to approach you with love and open arms. However, I'm no fool, and neither are you. You are their friend. You're my lover's friend. You know what I mean? So that means that that's who your loyalty is to. That's who your allegiance is to. I get that. We have a shared interest that can bond us, but I think that in the beginning and ultimately forever, it needs to be understood that that's your friend and I'm their man, and this is why we're in this space. And if we can learn to find a connection with each other, that's as a bonus, right? That's something
Mm-hmm.
else that we can be happy to celebrate having. But otherwise, no, that's your friend, I'm your man. So that's why we are holding our space here. And we can be good to each other because we both love you. And
Mm-hmm.
through that, maybe we will. I have beautiful relationships now because I was fortunate to date someone who had great friends around them,
You
right?
still friends with your ex's friends?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still friendly and cordial,
Do y'all do
absolutely.
y'all
And
text?
they reach out for anytime something personal
Why
happens
you
for me,
stuttering?
they reach out. You know what I'm saying?
For
In that way, it's very appropriate and very mature, and it's what reasonable adults should be able to do once you've encountered
what
someone,
they reaching
right?
out for? Do they want to get on Reality with the King? Do they want tickets to my tour May 12th in DC?
Well,
Do
you know, the
they
great thing is I'm a real one. And so they already know not to even step to me on no bullshit. They reaching out because I'm unforgettable, baby. And they know that I
what?
was good. They also know, I mean, we're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. They're reaching out because I'm unforgettable and because they know that I was good to their friend. And so
Not Nat King Cole. Okay, go ahead, y'all.
that built a little value in their eyes, and I'm so appreciative of it. I look at them still having reverence for me and love for me as a testament to the good nigga that I was to their friend. So hey, I think it's a beautiful thing. And you know, relationships in life with people you meet by proxy or people you meet through someone else, those can foster the most beautiful opportunities, the
I
most
have no
beautiful
idea what you're talking about.
everything. Yeah, baby. So you know you don't burn no bridge. If anything, You refurbish it. Okay. You do what they doing down in Baltimore, building a new bridge. That's what you do.
Oh
Okay.
Lord
Let's love the
Jesus.
Baltimore, Baltimore strong. But yes, that is what I believe in. So you should. If you were good to someone that they love, what reason do you all have not to be cordial with one another, right?
I disagree.
But that's why I'm in your life, baby. I'm here to have balance. Okay, there's your new perspective. You know what I'm saying? There you go.
No, this is the thing. If I'm friends with you because I'm dating your friend, and if me and
Mm-hmm.
your friend break up, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying we have beef, but we don't have a relationship anymore. And
Would you
and
tell
it's
them
not
happy
because,
birthday?
huh?
Would you tell them happy birthday on their birthdays?
Um,
Would you tell them congratulations for a wonderful life event that took place? Would you give them their condolences if they lost someone? Would you
yes. Oh,
would you
absolutely. Yes.
would you
Yes.
if you see them doing something well, hey, proud of you, good job, girl, go ahead. There's ways that you remain connected, right? That honor the boundary that existed in the first place. It's called being GROWN. Okay. And
Well,
I'm a grown
sometimes.
ass man. So that's how I approach, all those
No, I
relationships.
get that. You could be GROWN, but you can
Yeah.
also
Okay.
be very much like, I want no connections. Because my thing is this: if you're my
Mhm.
ex, we ended bad.
See, 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 see. Mhm.
Cause I'm a Libra. If I break up with you, it wasn't cordial. It wasn't like, no, it was a bad breakup. Because Libras, and we'll move on. Libras like consistency,
Yeah,
and we don't like dating really.
yeah.
So of course, if there's some like, of course, something that happens, and you're like, okay, this is like a life altering situation. That's different.
Well, me
But
personally, Carlos, I'm an Aries, and so we're
we
leaders, and
know
and I'm a player, baby. I'm too player for the bullshit. So,
you
uh,
are a player, a
even
player.
even if we ended bad, we ended bad, and that's our business. Everybody else ain't got nothing to do with that, and so that's our business. We keep that there, and everything else is love, baby. Before we get into all that, no, what's good? It's good to see you too. You know what I'm saying?
Please cast Dustin or Ready to Love so that I can. I want to see your Ready to Love. So I listen. I know a couple of people. I know Will Packer.
Hmm.
Um,
Shout out to Will Packer. Yeah.
I would love to see you in Ready to Love, because I would love to see you in a situation where you are on the prowl. Because I think you're such a Mac Daddy
Mm.
that seeing you on a date would be icing on the cake.
Yeah, I think that would be really fun too. Especially when I get to choose, right? When I get to get on my Ronald Isley and be a choosy lover. I think that would be fun too. I already told you I'm ready to be the bachelor, baby, and I ain't giving away roses. What am I gonna give away instead of
Malt
rose?
liquor.
No, not malt liquor, because that's not the type of partner I'm looking for. Woo! Yeah. We'll figure out something nice to give them, to have them waiting with bated breath for who gets chosen. I think that would be really great.
But it
Let's
has
do
to be
it.
something that represents you. You love it
Mhm.
fitted.
I love a New York Yankees fitted. This is the little black dress of accessories for black men in today's world. This is our neutral piece. It goes with that. You could dress it up, you could dress it down. See, there you go, Carlos. You got it.
I mean,
You got it, Carlos. You know what time it is. So maybe that's what we'll do. Who gets to fit it? We give away Yankees fitted every episode. Who gets to fit it?
because if it doesn't fit, you must have quit.
If it doesn't fit, you must hit it. Okay, you
And
got to go. Okay, if it don't fit. But anyway, that's another conversation for
I
another
love it.
time.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. So let's
Hmm.
move on to the reunion.
Hmm.
Everyone looked gorgeous.
Absolutely. Everybody looked beautiful. Arena was stunning to me. Absolutely stunning. She looked so beautiful. Um, um, Ashley looked gorgeous in that copper gown. Everybody looked good. I didn't hear anything yet from Joy per se and Winter. The stories weren't focused on them per se in the first episode.
Yes,
But
yes, yes.
but while we did not hear much from them, we definitely saw their reactions to what was going on the stage because of Winter, and Joy made one more face while things were going on that stage. The way that they were emoting, I thought was really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's dive right into it because, obviously we all know now that
Hmm.
the Tylers and the Silvas are not friends.
Yeah.
And it was even sad to see the how the friendship is fractured. And it's so damaging that they were spewing cuss words at each other,
Hmm.
accusations at each other, um, calling Arena to be actress. She will never win an Academy Award. Then you got Arena calling Ashley a little girl. Like
Hmm.
it was to the point where, it felt sad to see the demise of this friendship that we all love. So as you were
Yeah.
watching it, what were your thoughts with the back and forth between the two? Because like you said, part one was really about Arena and Ashley squaring off.
Yeah. What I loved most about the focus on their dealings with one another in this episode was that you could tell that wasn't the intention. You had a stack of cards in your hand ready to guide the conversation so many different ways, but that was real time in the moment conflict that was taking place on the stage. So y'all had to follow the conversation. So it came off very authentic. That being said, I didn't like that mudslinging shit. Conflict, arguing, back and forth, trading insults. That's only entertaining when you can understand it and when it is warranted because some event took place that will explain, the nature of the conflict. I don't want to see two people who could actually move past the situation compete to win an argument. And I felt like that's what Arena and Ashley were doing. They were competing to win an argument instead of really looking at what they were discussing, excuse me, and finding some sort of solve and moving on. And I noticed that sort of motivation first from Ashley. I felt like in the conversation, Ashley just presented a willingness to kind of lean into the conflict portion that was not initially there from Arena. And I saw Arena responding to that energy because Arena, as she said in the dressing room, she was prepared for whatever was going to come at her on that stage. And I just think that both were ready to, I know you talked about me being on ready to love, but they was on ready to argue. Okay, on that reunion. That's what they came
Is
in
that the
guns
Love and Marriage
blazing.
spinoff?
I'm trying to tell you. Well, no, that's actually Little Jamie's show, but we'll get to that later because I feel like Little Jamie needs a spinoff. Anywho, because that is a hell of a story to see evolve as time has gone on, and I feel like there's so
Yeah.
many more great things in Little Jamie's future. I would love to see just his world. But anyway, they was ready to argue, Carlos. I said that they should have had on that boxing robe that Letitia had on down at Huntsville. Remember when they came in them silk boxer robes? That's what the hell Ashley and Arena should have had on because they were, I mean, ding, ding, ding. They hit those
Yeah.
gloves and went for it. And so again, I'm fine with, letting somebody have. I just told you Ashley had every right to cuss Joy out in that store in the finale episode. So I'm fine with that, but it just has to be warranted. And I felt like I was watching two pillars and anchors of this show competing to see who would win an argument as opposed to expressing points of view towards some sort of resolution. And that's where I think they lost me a little bit in their argument.
Mm-hmm. Where do you think it stems from? Because a lot of the conversation about their friendship is confusing because a lot of it, not a lot of it, pretty much all of it, honestly, happened after the show wrapped. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously, you watch the show and then you comment on it, but then more happened because of social media, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
because of tweets and interviews and then responses to those things that really spiraled out of control. But what what do you think was the crux of the demise of the friendship? If you had to say it was like this one thing that was like the demise.
I think that from the beginning of us being exposed to the budding friendship between Ashley and Arena, I think Arena was a little bit more willing and more open to the idea of a friendship than Ashley was. And I think that as time has gone on, Ashley has reacted in ways that reflected that. And I think that Arena has reacted to that And unfortunately, when it becomes a tit for tat, there becomes a pile-on of incident after incident. It just gets too cloudy on exactly how things started. But in my opinion, I think that's what we witnessed. Both ladies who are both immeasurably valuable to this show, I enjoy both of them on this show. I think that they both were building something in front of our eyes, but I just think that Ashley was a little bit more hesitant to really be open to it and really participate in the friendship. And I think that that ended up manifesting itself to be some of these really hardline perspectives that we've seen from her that don't really allow room for understanding. And I think that now, people can only be put in that position so many times, especially when there's the involvement of cameras and an assumed responsibility to create a story, right? Because these ladies understand that their reactions and responses to events that are happening kind of build the story that we're watching. I think that motivates them to be a little bit more defensive than they really are. I don't really think Ashley is even that mad at Arena. Well, now they mad as hell at each other, but at the time, I don't even think.
I agree with you. At the time, even me sitting there, I was so like, I don't think it's that deep. Again, I have worked with the Nene versus Kim, the Nene versus Sheree. Kenya versus Portia. Melody versus Tisha. Like I've seen it where it was like
Melody versus Martell. Hell,
I mean, let's talk about it, right? I've seen it to where it's like, oh, it is that deep. I've seen it where it's like, oh, it's deep. So me being in the middle tonight, I was like, I was with you, like, where's this energy coming from? And then I felt that at the time, because obviously we shot this a while ago, I felt at the time, I'm like, y'all can really get past this. But I think what happens is when you allow comments from the outside world, that can sometimes influence your decision making.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, and this is coming from somebody who has done it for 20 years, so I know what I'm talking about.
Informed opinion, baby.
Yeah, like I'm the expert here. Thank you very much. So I know for a fact that, and this is new flash for the raindrops in case they don't know. Just so y'all know, 95.5% of these beefs are rooted on outside influence, whether that's social media, somebody in your ear. It's like being in a girl group. One thing that Kelly Williams has said in Girl Group 101, she said the 3 top things that ends a girl group is somebody says someone's a star of the group, you should be the lead singer. She said number 2, it's when you have somebody in your ear, it could be a manager or a man who's like, I mean, why are you wearing pink and they got on blue? They trying to diminish what you do.
Creating
and
division.
Then she said number 3 is when you get a man and you just are so in love and you want to be in love instead of performing. Yeah.
Well, and I think all 3 can be attributed to what we're seeing here, right? I think that Ashley's been very vocal about people saying that she was the leader of this group amongst the fandom, right? And her bringing that perspective to the group. I think that there needs to be a general consensus amongst the cast to create a moat around them, right? Create a boundary between the fodder from the outside people. Actually, I'm gonna pause because somebody, can you hear this goddamn music? Okay, they're literally outside in Harlem blasting Ja Rule right now.
Yeah.
Right,
Is
okay,
it featuring Ashanti though?
Yeah, they're always on time.
Oh, we love it. Okay,
but anyway,
go ahead.
I just think that these ladies need to really, really pull back a little bit, right? And really see that this is not as deep as they have gotten it to be. Even now, Carlos, right? Even now, as things have gotten as deep as they have, if these ladies were able to sit down, which they're going to do at Reality with the King live, when in DC, Carlos?
May 12th at the Howard Theater, Mother's Day, 3 o'clock p.m.
That's what I'm saying. So if these ladies have opportunities like that, which that's a ticketed event that people have an opportunity to witness and should if they can. I think that opportunities for conversation like that is really all it takes. This is petty shit. You gossip, rumors, you know what I mean? Like things that are unsubstantiated that can be cleared up very easily. Very easily. I did like how quick in the reunion, right? Because we haven't even talked about the husbands yet.
Go ahead.
What did
That was
what did
next, child.
what did they say on Beverly Hills? Let's talk about the husband. So I love that Quick was like, wait a minute, we can clear it up. She didn't say that. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. It wasn't said. There it is. It's cleared up. That's the approach that these ladies can take to clearing up some of this bullshit that's between them that's not even that serious. It's no reason why two women who we love what Ashley Silver brings to this show. We love what Arena Tyler brings to this show. We don't want to see them do that. If they have a disagreement that is natural and organic, sure, it happens. But seeing them fight and try to tear each other down is not entertaining. It's not fun, especially when it's not necessary. Now, if one of them tried to sleep with the other one's husband or something egregious and or disgusting like that happened, sure, wear them down. You know me, Carlos. So once you deserve it, you deserve it. So go for it. But once
Well, we don't
things,
condone violence.
yeah. I'm from Flint, Michigan. Okay,
Dustin, I was gonna say Dustin is from Flint, baby. He's from Flint. I'm from Detroit. In Detroit, we're a little softer.
I'm up 75. Okay, you come up 75, it's on you. So anyway, I just feel like things haven't gotten to a point where they can't be turned around. I feel like all these ladies need to do is sit down and look at each other in the face and be like, "We are fucking tripping. Let's just figure this shit out." I feel like they can. And I want Ashley specifically, who again, from day one when this cast was introduced, when I saw her on the screen, been a fan from day one. I've loved Ashley and Arena both from day one when I saw them on the screen. I don't want Ashley to be so excited about winning an argument on this show. I don't. I want her to turn that flame down just a little bit and show some diplomacy. I think that adding that balance to what we see from her will help her come across more of who she actually is. I've heard her express many times that the totality of her personality hasn't been highlighted yet. And so I want to see her make an effort to provide examples of that when we're watching her on camera. Be a little bit more diplomatic, a little bit more open to resolve, a little bit more guided by her desire to find a solution with these ladies, as opposed to watching Ashley yell and react and try to win this argument on stage to be the winner. I don't want to see that from her because she doesn't need to do that. She's naturally a winner. Just let that rock. And while I love Ray Ray, we can keep her back there underneath the wig in the back room. I like Irena. That's who we like. We like the mother, the nurturer, the beauty brand, the gorgeous, loving, warm, friendly person that she is on camera. That's what we like from Irena. This crazy shit, this just gotta stop. It's got to stop. So
what about the crazy shit that was going down between Quick and Clifton? Because that surprised me.
I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad at Quick for his, again, like I said, for his approach to the conversation on stage. He said, I don't care about all this shit. Basically referring to the trading of insults and all that. He said, I don't care about all this. Here's what it is. It wasn't said. We don't mean it. That's it. I like that approach. I also, was not mad at Clifton because he cleared that up too. As a viewer, I had been waiting for those comments to be addressed that Quick made, because he was very clear on the fact that he had something for Clifton, right? He had something for him. He did not like the way that he spoke to his wife, which is what we would assume any loving, doting husband, that gave a damn about his wife would do. He showed up to the reunion. These are not Juan Dixons. You know what I mean? These are men who care about their wives and about what they're going through. So I understood that. I also understood why Clifton got up and was like, yeah, again, I'm from Flint, Michigan. So very much I understood when Clifton basically was like,
Dustin?
Well, God has brought us a long way from the things that we used to. When we have new approaches available and new perspectives that we have learned, we squash those desires. But please believe look, sometimes you got to call people out on stuff. So I understood why Clifton said, "Hey, what's up with that shit? I heard that shit you said. You know what I'm saying? What's up, motherfucker? You was gonna do. You know what's up? What you got to say now?" I understood all that, and as a man, you know that's just our ego that's
I
in
was gonna
us.
say that too. See, for me, that's
Um,
what men do, right?
that's what we do, Carlos.
No, men. Listen, men are like, because men don't do a lot of this.
Mm-mm.
Ain't a lot of back and forth. Men are like, yo, so like, what's good? And you be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh wait, now, like
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Right
So
now.
yeah, continue.
Right now. I remember one time, sidebar. One time we were down at Essence, and I'm not gonna say no names, but I ran into someone who I had, they had done something to me, and I
Do we
never.
know them by first name?
No, you probably do, but I'll tell you who later. So like, well, I one thing you know about me, you never gonna see me go back and forth on the internet with no damn. But I'm not going to. I'm not arguing. I'm not trying to prove no point. None of that shit. That is not my style. I'm gonna see you. You know what I mean? Or either I'm not gonna see you, and so that's that. This
Oh,
person
I ain't
I
gonna
ended up.
see you because I fly above.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? All of it. Hey, Candy. So, long story short, I was down there and we were I felt so bad now that I think about it, but at the time I just saw red. Saw a person. We were in the VIP. You know how it is at Essence when you're down there in the VIP. It's everybody's back there, and so everybody's comfortable. It's not really a lot of picture taking going on, whatever. Well, this caused the scene because I addressed something when I saw the person. I don't think they were prepared for that, but I had been waiting to, address what they had said about me. You know what I'm saying? And thought they had gotten away with. And so I did it on site. And so I say that, I
What
share
did you
that.
do on site? I need to like. Did you like say, "Yo, what
I,
up"?
I I stood next to them. They were seated at a round table with some people, and I stood next to them and said, "Hey, I've been meaning to run into you. I felt this way about XYZ. Da, 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 da. I'm not really interested
You
in
did it
why it
right there
happened."
around the
Oh,
round
right
table.
in front of the people I was working with and there with, and in front of the people that this person was there with, right there. And they actually apologized in the moment, and I just wanted to make eye contact with them so they would get my meaning and understand that that was not okay, and that there has to be some sort of accountability. You're gonna have to stand on it when it involves me. And I think that people have gotten so caught up in and used to an immediate response to let you know, and I'm gonna say this online, and everybody gonna know. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm gonna handle you when I see you, and so that's what I did. And I think that that is the same spirit that we saw come up in Clifton. Okay, I don't know if the beard oil had a little something in it that day or what, but Clifton was like, you know what? He was in that mirror like, today is the motherfucking day. When I see that goddamn Quicksilver, I'm telling you right now, god damn it, he getting it at that reunion, and that's what he did. And I respect that. I respected that. I respected that. So, yeah.
Well, here I am in my suit, child, with no shirt, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
it
what are
looked
we?
good too. I meant to tell you that the little vest one too with the it looked good. It looked good,
Thank you,
Carlos.
Dustin. And you know me. Listen, so to break it down for the Michiganders, Flint
Mm-hmm.
is.
Hmm.
I'm from Detroit, so I would be considered a part of like we ain't no punks, but we definitely gonna start nothing. And Dustin's from Flint, so in Flint, Dustin like his proverbs on his Twitter, that's pinned.
26:17.
Tell them what it
Okay.
is.
Proverbs 26:17. I wrote a very Dustin translation of that scripture, which essentially says, "Don't start no shit, it won't be no shit." And I live by that. You know what I'm saying? As a mantra. I would rather have a good time. I would rather be at peace and be enjoying each other's company. But if you go there, then we're gonna have to be there. I think that's what people that you have to understand. So again, I understood when Cliff Time. That was Cliff Time
Baby,
that we saw on that stage
have
right there.
Cliff Teflon Don.
It was, and that's how you do it. And that's why I hoped a little bit of that rubs off on Joy. I really want Joy to give us some balance because I'm so tired of Joy either being either retreating in scenes and explaining it in her confessional or showing up on fire and then leaving and then explaining that in your confessional. I want to see the fun Joy. I want to see Joy laugh, even in moments of joy on this. Moments when Joy was supposed to be joyful on this show, she wasn't. She got up there and did her roast rap, and then she came over there and was like, "All right, bye, see y'all," and immediately was still listening to what Ashley was saying, which I thought was immature. Because Ashley, I love you, but you better than yelling stuff at somebody who's walking away. You better than that. You a wordsmith. You can come up on it at the top of the dome, whatever. And if you wanted to go check Joy, you should have just got up and went and checked her. Now, yeah. Oh, now she ain't got nothing to say. And then Joy's walking away. I ain't gonna talk to no bitches don't like me. You know, all of that was just they're above that. I expected more, but I wish that Joy would have stayed and talked to the bitches that don't like. I wish she would have stayed and done that. You know what I'm saying? Get in there, stand there. I would have loved to see how that conversation or how that admission from Carmen would have gone with Joy there and being willing to participate in the conversation, not just sitting there. Mm-mm.
You are a good
More,
actor.
more. We need more than that, right, Carlos? We need more than that. Joy, you have got.
Wait, did I one more time, Dustin? What was it?
This is how Joy sits in the scene. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. You tell me. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Fine. How did you meet? How did you tell me? That's what she does. And so, and we
Listen,
want more.
not to cut you off. I'm laughing because when you do that, the picture in my mind is the couple strip when they were with as you call her Terry Cleo.
Harry Cleo.
Yeah, that's so that's
That's what she was doing. And she does it all the time. And so that is what I think. I love the fact that Arena and Joy and Tyler have Arena and Joy and Clifton and Jamie have this great friendship. And I know that they be having fun together when they kick it. Let's see the fun, Joy. I'm tired of seeing Joy mad about something all the time. I'm tired of that. And I think that that contributes to you gotta I don't know what it's gonna take to get a reset from Joy, right? For her to really let go of the things that they have done to piss her off. But if we could just get Joy there and get some joy out of Joy, I think that she would just be so enjoyable. I think that she would. I really do. I'm so
you
tired of
are
seeing her
wordsmith.
balled
I
up,
can't take
man.
you.
I'm so tired of seeing that. So I again, I want to see her happy. I would love to see her be happy and talk about it.
Well, we have two more parts of the reunion. So you're going to
Mhm.
see Joy address a lot of stuff
Okay, good,
um,
good.
to everybody.
Okay.
And there is a surprise revelation that Joy says at part, I think 3 reunion.
Mm-hmm.
It pulled in my heartstrings.
Okay, wonderful. Well, good. Hey, that's the
It
balance.
did.
That's the balance that we want, and it feels so good to know that that's coming because I feel like Joy deserves a fair shot. I feel like her and Clifton bring a whole lot to this cast, and I want to see her take up the space that I know she can on the cast instead of looking like the one who's always either leaving. We saw her back so much this season, so much, right? We either saw her leaving or we saw her retreating. And I just want to see her participate. That's all. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I want to see Ashley be happy too. I'm tired of seeing Ashley on defense. I like it when Ashley's being fun, when she's with her best friend, Alicia, when she is with her beautiful children. You know, we see a different side of Ashley that is so interesting. And I want more of that. We know you can do your thing in verbal combat. Like we know that. You don't have to prove nothing. All you have to do is stand on business and make us laugh and be a loving, doting mother. She's such a great mom. She loves her kids so much. And that's another thing that I wish her and Arena could bond. They do kind of bond over it. In fact, you saw it on the reunion episode, part 1, when they brought up Ashley making time and making space for little Jamie to have those conversations and show him that she cared. That neutralized the bullshit that was between them, and they both kind of were like, "Yup, yes, you know, respectful." So the kids area, they both
Yeah.
really love their children, and although their children are different age groups, it's still the same love from a mother. And I wish that they could just kind of channel that and find some kind of common ground, I think they much more strong together. So
Yeah,
much stronger together. So
I agree.
hopefully they can find their way to that. I love them both, man, and I want to see that. And also, I loved Jamie's retirement party. I'm fascinated with Jamie's personal story. When he got choked up talking about his experiences working on the force and saying that he was gonna make it home to his family, and that was real raw. As a grown ass man being moved to tears based on some hard shit that he saw in the line of duty. It doesn't get any more real than that. So again, knocked out the park. Good job, Jamie. That what he gave to this season on camera. I'm not talking about whatever the
Hmm.
cast is going through online. I'm talking about what we saw on camera on that show. That was very refreshing and very new. It was a fresh. So shout out to all of y'all. Actually, that was a Kingdom Reign thing, and you worked with what Jamie gave y'all. So I just
Hmm.
think that that deserves to be lifted up. That was some real shit. And to see a black law enforcement professional celebrating their retirement, 25 years of service, still in their marriage, that's something to be said. I thought it was the perfect finale event. Perfect. Perfect
Yeah.
excuse for the finale. I enjoyed it. I just want to see these people get it together. I know we got a lot more to talk about though. So maybe some of my perspectives will change as we get into part 2 and part
Yes.
3. But that's where I'm at with it now. And I really want to know more about this Winter and Yusha shit. I want to know
Oh,
why
you're
that fell
gonna
apart.
yes. That's
Yeah.
that's coming up in part two. So that's next week.
Hmm.
Um, that's
Shout out to her being
very
very happy now too. Winter is happy right now with whoever she's in love with. So at least we know that there was a pivot, right? Towards
yes.
something better. Yeah. So you gotta find the good in all this. It's there. You just gotta dig it up. You know what I'm saying?
Search and you will find. That's what we
That's
know for
it.
sure. But no, thank you, Dustin, for another awesome episode. And look,
Yes.
we have part 2 and 3 to recap. And your other
Yeah.
favorite, Huntsville's coming back.
That damn cast photo, that cast photo, this whole rollout for the new season. Let's clap it up for that. I love these shows and seeing them presented at their best and getting the presentation that they deserve is wonderful. They look
Yes.
good and black on that goddamn cast photo, and I love it. I saw a new couple. I saw Destiny is back. I can't wait to know what's going on with Destiny and her connection to I just want to know what stories y'all gonna tell from Destiny this season because if we're gonna
Woo!
get the story that I want from Destiny,
You're gonna get it.
because of what the hell, you know what I'm saying? And I want to know about it, and I hope that all parties are here to talk about it. Because if that
Um,
happens, then let me tell you something, Kingdom Reign Entertainment, we got to knock out. I'm gonna start calling y'all Babe Ruth with it. We got to knock out. Okay, I'm telling you, that producer situation that we know with that, if all them lines start crossing,
yes.
camera. Then let me
No.
tell you something.
This upcoming season of Huntsville that debuts May 4th.
Hmm.
Um, it's one of my favorite seasons. It's at this point it may be top three. It's
Hmm.
you just gotta watch it. I don't want because I want to oversell anything. All I'm gonna say is it's a reset and it's refreshed, baby.
Well, I'm ready. I do have a question though. I have one question which I hope you can answer. The new couple, right?
Yes.
Are they is this are they just brand new or are they connected to someone on the cast?
The beauty of Huntsville, because it's so small,
Hmm.
Huntsville's a small town. Everybody knows everybody.
Hmm.
So the new couple is connected.
But what they're talking about is not connected to anyone. Like the
No.
new couple is
Oh,
connected to everyone, but their story is not connected to.
oh. Yes and no. They have their
Okay.
own storyline,
That's all we need to know right
but there's a surprise. There's a
there.
surprise.
There's just a surprise. We can leave it there. There's a
A
surprise.
surprise. There's a surprise reconnection.
Okay, that's it. Oh, and that could mean so many different things. Well, I'm already interested then. So that's what's up. Let's get to it, Huntsville. Let's get
Yes,
to it.
yes,
I'm
yes,
waiting.
yes, yes. It no, it's.
Yep, I can tell already. And they deliver. I was like, look at Melody standing there holding court like that. I love that. I love it. I love that cast photo. So it felt good to see them back. They all looked incredible. And I'm just so ready to see them on my screen again.
Yes, yes, yes. No, I can't wait for you guys to see it. They all look good. The photos are great. Own did a great job with the marketing of it. So yeah,
Yes.
so more to come
Yeah.
with that. And you guys have 2 more parts of DC next Saturday, and then the Saturday after that, and then the Saturday after that is the premiere of Huntsville. But Dustin, my friend, let the raindrops in the world know where they can find you, follow you, and support you.
I appreciate it. I love the raindrops so much because I'm one of them. So we can
Yes.
unity, okay? And look at Dustin across all social media platforms. So you just type in "look at Dustin" and I'll come right up.
Yes. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you, brother. I can't wait to keep chatting about this.